Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Welcome to another edition of the Body Bag series, where we body bag narratives, one fanboy at a time. Jermall Charlo is a cherry pick for Canelo Alvarez, and let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And according to Kai Garbage TV, this dumbass came out and essentially says that if Canelo Alvarez ends up fighting Jermall Charlo in May, because he's coming off of a bad performance, this is officially a cherry pick by Canelo Alvarez. He will be taking advantage of a weak Jermall Charlo at this point because he's coming off of a bad performance. That's his whole entire theory. Because Jermall Charlo, in his opinion, did not look great against your local paletero, Juan Macias Montiel, he's basically saying that this is a cherry pick for Canelo. Now, what's funny is when you review the fight and you look back at the fight, you see the judges' scorecard. They had Jermall Charlo pretty much dominating the entire fight. See, I don't think it was a bad performance for Charlo. I think it was a typical Jermall Charlo performance. We've seen him look this way against Brandon Adams. We've seen him look this way against Matt Korboff. We've seen him look like his defense is lackluster. We've seen him look like his power was overrated. We've seen this from Jermall Charlo, but yet he got wins in each of those fights. So at the end of the day, say what you want, Jermall Charlo walked away with the win. So why is it a problem now? See, when you win, that's not a bad performance, dumbass. It's only a bad performance when you lose. The ultimate bad performance is not getting the win, you moron. It turns into a good performance if you can somehow find a way to win. And according to the judges' scorecards, the man dominated the fight, dumbass. So how is this a cherry pick? How? And here's the funny thing. Canelo Alvarez's last fight, he fought Caleb Plant in an undisputed bout. And this same idiot said Canelo Alvarez was losing that fight until he got the knockout. So according by his own logic, Canelo Alvarez is coming off of a bad performance. So if Canelo's coming off a bad performance and Charlo's coming off a bad performance, isn't the fight even, you dummy? In your own dumbass opinion? See, these people can't even keep their narrative and lies straight. These guys spread lies like they spread their cheeks. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But they got to keep that same energy. And let me tell you something else. Here's the funny thing. He says Canelo Alvarez is cherry picking Jermall Charlo because he didn't look like a killer in his last fight. But here's what's funny. He never said anything about Jermall Charlo cherry picking Dennis Hogan, who was actually coming off of a loss. This guy wasn't coming off of a win when Jermall Charlo fought him. He was coming off of a loss. And what did Akai do? He praised that, said it was a great win, terrific performance, and he even went on to say, and I quote, "That's something that Canelo can't do." What do you mean, fight a guy off a loss, you dumbass? No, Canelo Alvarez fight guys off of wins. This guy's a moron, idiot, and a dummy. But not only that, this is the same dumbass who said that Canelo Alvarez, he said he could never beat Jermall Charlo because Canelo doesn't have Charlo's jab. He said Canelo's not slick and athletic like Jermall Charlo. This guy backed Jermall Charlo to beat Canelo Alvarez a year ago, basically stating that Canelo Alvarez hardly would ever look to fight this guy, and if and when he does, Jermall Charlo would outbox him with a strong jab, great footwork, and a high IQ. But now all of a sudden it's a cherry pick? Make it make sense. Why is he calling this guy a cherry pick for Canelo Alvarez right now? An undefeated prime world champion. Why? It's fear. That's why he's afraid Canelo Alvarez will beat the guy he said that he was ducking. He's afraid. He can't promote these false narrative and lies anymore. He doesn't want to give Canelo Alvarez the credit for being great. Because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.